everybody, and all the people who drove long distances from Dumas in particular. Thank you for being here tonight, and we appreciate it. And thank you to Hereford for hosting us in such a magnanimous way, like you always do. It's always a pleasure being here. Let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, on the agenda we have a prayer by Jocelyn Hernandez. Jocelyn, thank you.
Yes, of course. Father, let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing us together today for this time of fellowship and community. We are grateful for the opportunity to serve, learn, and support the mission of Amarillo College and the students and community it impacts each day. We ask that you bless our time together and help us to value one another with kindness, respect, and understanding. Guide our thoughts and conversations so that everything done here reflects wisdom, unity, and care for others. We also lift up all who lead, teach, work, and study here. Give them strength, clarity, and compassion in all they do. Help every decision and effort be for the good of community. We ask for your continued guidance in all things. In your name we pray, amen.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Jocelyn.
I'm the student worker here. I just graduated with my medical assisting. I'm a summer graduate. And then I'm going to continue pre-nursing. I have 4 more classes to do, and then I'll be done.
Where are you taking those classes? Here?
Yes, you're
Okay,
right.
all right.
Yes.
Well, congratulations and
Thank
good luck.
you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, now it's our Hereford update, and Tina and Emmy are going to do that. Oh, you're right. I'm so sorry, Tina. It is public comment. Conveniently skip that. Do we have it? Kim, do we have some?
Not that I know of. Is there anybody that would like to make a public comment?
All right. Thank you, Kim. Yeah. Okay, now, Tina, sorry.
All right, I'll do my best not to give any misinformation because Dolores usually does this update. But I've asked my Hereford team to call me out if I do. So she's out this week and next week, so I'll be filling in for her a little bit. All right, so where are we at now? We serve up to 250 students each semester at our campus. We had 244 unique students in the fall semester and 202 in the spring. We have partnerships with our community in support of Kids College. We're kicking off Kids College on June 1st, where our dean has secured close to $20,000 in donations from our partners such as Nestle, Cargill, Deaf Smith Electric, Deaf Smith General Hospital, and Whiteface Ford, to name a few. The General Hospital participates in Kids Colleges. They provide a tour for the children during a Step into the Future camp. Additionally, the local police department, fire department, and mayor's office come to speak with the children and also put on demonstrations with the police department and fire department. Recently, we have received a scholarship, the W.E. and Georgia Sparks scholarship. This was a $10,000 donation from Dr. Sherry and the late Richard Sparks in memory of Richard's mother and in honor of his father. The first scholarship was awarded last week to a Hereford student at the father's 100th birthday celebration. Joe Dill was in attendance there. And so that scholarship and donation will continue to support Hereford students for scholarships. Our community presence is very strong to include volunteering by the staff and the students at local partner events both on and off campus. We participate in at least 6 community events this academic year to include ribbon cutting for new businesses. Just a few examples, our nursing program participated in the AgriLife Fair, teaching the community how to conduct first aid. We hosted the community health fair here on campus and recently sponsored the Top of Texas CTE Expo for construction and welding for high school students from all over the area. We are continuing to strengthen our partnership with HISD. We continue steadily increasing our engagement and outreach. We had 65 fifth graders on our campus last fall, and then I was fortunate to be at the event in April. We hosted over 200 Hereford High School juniors. So they got to come here to learn about AC, Badger Bound. They toured the campus, and then engaged with faculty of several technical programs to learn more about our programs from nursing to truck driving. And East Campus collaborates with us a lot, so they brought aviation out here, construction, welding, so the students got an insight on the technical programs that we can offer. Additionally, we have an East Campus and Hereford collaboration for creating pathways in construction, welding, and automotive programs. We have some expanded enrollment opportunities for our campus. For the first time in the summer, we're going to tap into that summer market for expanding and providing ESL, GED summer offerings. And additionally, we're offering microbiology for the first time in the summer. We did offer in the spring, but this will be the first time to introduce it in the summer. Additional classes and programs for fall 26 include medical terminology, banking certificate that students can complete in 2 semesters, a 5-week CDL or truck driving program, and then offering Microsoft Excel to our community and industry partners. Now, the 5-week CDL is something new that we only provide to Hereford and Moore County campuses in terms of finding students that have existing truck driving backgrounds, and they can go through it a lot quicker. And so far, we have a 100% pass rate in this 5-week program, which is great. Now, to speak about on-campus improvements and academic success, I'm going to turn it over to Emmy, who's our Assistant Director of Campus.
So this year, we reopened our newly remodeled study areas thanks to the generous endowment from Bob and Nancy Jostern. We were able to enclose our study areas, providing the students with a quiet environment for studying. And soon, both study areas will receive new furniture to create an even more welcoming atmosphere for students. If anyone would like to see them after, we can take y'all by there in the far hall of our building. And moving on to our Academic Success Center. Our tutoring center continues to see strong student engagement, providing more than 300 tutoring sessions each semester across a variety of subject areas. And due to growing demand in science courses, we expanded our science tutoring services by hiring 2 additional science tutors, bringing our total to 3. This expansion allows us to better support students in challenging STEM courses while reducing wait times for assistance. We're also working to enhance the tutoring center with updated furniture, and we now have a collaborative learning station that has significantly improved tutoring sessions. The Hereford Science Department has also provided instructional science models for student use, allowing for more hands-on learning opportunities. In our testing area, we've added 5 computers, increasing capacity from 5 to 10. This improvement allows us to accommodate more students simultaneously and provide greater testing accessibility. Our student life. Student life on campus has continued to grow as well. We have seen increased participation in student leadership organizations, including the AC Herd Ambassador Club and Beyond the Stethoscope. These organizations have participated in outreach opportunities, volunteer service projects, and professional development. Student life continues to create a positive experience that supports student success and leadership development beyond the classroom. As we look toward our future, we are incredibly excited about the growth and opportunities ahead for our institution and the communities we serve. One of our key priorities is expanding our continuing education offerings. We're launching new programs such as phlebotomy, which will provide healthcare pathways for students. In addition, we're exploring basic ESL courses alongside occupational Spanish, creating opportunities for language development that directly support workforce readiness and community engagement. Expanding dual credit opportunities remains another major focus. By increasing course offerings in areas such as biology, medical terminology, and phlebotomy, we can better prepare students for both college and career success. Our outreach efforts are becoming more targeted, as you heard earlier with HISD juniors. In the coming year, we hope to focus on freshman and sophomore students by encouraging early participation in dual credit opportunities and creating stronger pathways into programs like Badger Bound. We are thrilled by the growing interest in Badger Bound. The increase in calls and campus visits to learn more about the program reflect the excitement surrounding this initiative. And we are eager to continue building on that momentum with surrounding ISDs such as STEM for young people. Excuse me. In Hereford, we have 29 HISD students eligible for Badger Bound. Out of the 29, there are 9 that have fully met the requirements for Badger Bound. We're also exploring the opportunity to become a GED testing site, which will further expand access to education and open doors for individuals throughout our region. Overall, these initiatives reflect our dedication to innovation, accessibility, and student success. Together, we are creating stronger educational pathways, expanding opportunities, and building a brighter future for our students and our community. Thank you all for your time. Is there anything I can elaborate on or to elaborate on?
Can you say a little bit more about dual credit?
I honestly know, we have a lot of support, and so far everything seems to be looking the way that we want it to look, so.
Yeah, we're making huge strides in outreach with the community and developing partners and new partners, like all of the new local businesses that have been opening, and they've been partnering with us at the start for Kids College, but I see these relationships built up.
How many graduates did y'all have this last?
Graduates for AC, for our Hereford campus? 56.
That's awesome.
And we had several that were diplomas and degrees graduates.
When is the high school graduation here? Is it coming up this weekend?
It'll be
or
this Friday.
This Friday? Well, congratulations.
And I did talk to Dolores and tell her about our interest in how we could help those kids that are getting the Badger Bound. And she was going to look, talking to some of those students who were eligible for this Badger Bound scholarship and seeing, if there was any things they needed to overcome, and what was going to determine if they would be able to take advantage of this scholarship, and if not, why they would not be able to. And if there was anything that we could address to help them.
So far, I think the biggest problem, I think they have with the sector is we just need them to get in and fill financial aid out. Because the other half that has not met the requirements is purely financial aid.
It's just completing the application?
Yes.
Go to their house, bring the application on a computer.
We're working on doing scheduling them and kind of doing a financial aid night here on campus or something, so we can kind of get them in.
So these are students who have taken the dual credit courses?
Yes, they've already got their 15 credit hours. They've met everything.
They're
Just
eligible.
need the financial aid.
Wow. Yeah. We need to incentivize them. So, yes. Yeah. have something going on up here that attracts them, so, yeah. All right, thank you. Anything else, Tina, to add? You good? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you so much. Okay, next item is the president's report. Dr. Connor.
Before I start my report, I just wanted just to try not to get emotional. Because we got caught up with the wildfires last night, so we had to evacuate with no notice and couldn't even take anything. And so we're used to hurricanes, and I used to wildfires, but and we're fine, and everything's safe. But we couldn't believe our phones were blowing up with the number of people that were reaching out just to make sure we were okay. And to feel so much a part of the Amarillo community just means so much to us. And Taylor were kind enough to let us sleep at their house last night, and so I just want to say thank you all for caring about us.
And none of that showed last night. She was real calm. Martin was talking back and forth about it. But you would have thought nothing was going on. But she's really human. It was a pleasure, and it's still, the rooms are open. The rooms are open.
Okay, now to my report. These past few weeks, we've had so many end-of-year ceremonies, banquets, and events culminating in our 2 commencement ceremonies that we had Friday night. I want to take a moment to thank all of you as Regents for the time that you spend attending all of these, and most importantly for your dedication and passion that you have for the college and for our students. This Thursday, the Texas Tribune and the Amarillo Chamber of Commerce are hosting a local conversation on data centers at our Innovation Outpost for a discussion exploring what data centers are and aren't, how they impact local economies and infrastructure, and what policy solutions are being considered. Doors open at 11 a.m. or 11:30 a.m. for lunch and networking, and then the program begins at noon and it's an hour long. The latest registration data shows steady positive growth across the college for both the upcoming summer and fall terms. As we approach the start of summer classes, our unduplicated headcount has reached 3,961 students. So that's a 12.9% increase compared to this exact time last year, bringing the college very close to the 4,000 student mark. Fall registration is also showing solid progress with 4,340 unique students already enrolled. This represents a 9.8% increase over the same date last year. A key contributor to this fall growth is our dual credit program, which is currently nearly 350 students ahead of last year's pace. With about 4 months left before the fall semester begins, enrollment is tracking well ahead of schedule, and efforts will continue to maintain this steady progress through August. We've had more exciting things happening at Panhandle PBS. Matt Franklin joined the station as station manager on May 1st. Matt has over 20 years of experience as a senior public media leader, most notably serving as Vice President of TV Operations at Lakeshore Public Media, a PBS affiliate serving the Chicago region and Northwest Indiana. He will oversee station operations, content development, fundraising, and community partnerships with a focus on strengthening Panhandle PBS's role as a trusted source of education, culture, and civic engagement across the Texas Panhandle. Panhandle PBS received national recognition during the recent PBS annual meeting in Austin, where PBS President and CEO Paula Kerger highlighted the station's leadership role in statewide collaboration, storytelling, and community engagement across Texas. Speaking before public media leaders from across the country, she specifically noted the collaborative efforts of all 10 Texas PBS stations, referencing the August 2025 gathering hosted at Amarillo, where station leaders from across the state met to launch the new Made in Texas documentary initiative. She described Panhandle PBS's efforts in outreach and partnerships as an example of the future of public media. We're so fortunate to have an outstanding team at Panhandle PBS, and I appreciate their continued commitment to serving the Texas Panhandle through innovation, creativity, educational programming, local storytelling, and meaningful community partnerships. The State Auditor's Office has completed its review of the compliance results related to the audit of diversity, equity, and inclusion requirements at institutions of higher education. Amarillo College was found to be in compliance with Texas Education Code 51.3525. I want to recognize the great work of Denise Skinner and Dr. Frank Sobey for work they started years ago to ensure compliance in this area, as well as their coordination with the State Auditor's Office to facilitate this review. TAC has been working with the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board as the community colleges have been performing beyond the House Bill 8 funding projections. There is currently conversation of proposed student demographic weight adjustments that would reduce The economically disadvantaged weight from 0.25 to 0.20. The academically disadvantaged weight from 0.25 to 0.20, and the audit learner weight from 0.5 to 0.4 for all 50 Texas colleges. TAC is working on running scenarios for the impacts of the colleges, and we will be running our own analysis as well. These proposed changes will not impact our 25-26 funding, but could impact our 26-27 funding, although we could still receive supplemental funding that could offset that impact. The summer TAC meeting will be for CEOs only so that we can focus on these discussions, and I'll keep you all informed as this progresses. AC's Associate Degree Nursing Program does amazing work preparing students to serve our community. Unfortunately, our 2025 NCLEX first-time pass rates fell below 80% to 78.81%. As such, we've received notification from the Texas Board of Nursing of the requirement to complete a self-study report that's due by July 1st. The team's already determined factors that may have contributed to this and began making corrections, all of which will be included in the self-study report. We will provide you an update on the report and corrective measures we're implementing in a future board meeting. The Texas Workforce Commissioner, Brent Conant, visited Amarillo College to make a special check presentation to our regional JET grant partners, Hale Center ISD, South Plains College, Happy ISD, Hartley ISD, and Frank Phillips College. The JET grant invests in programs and equipment that enables ISDs and colleges to expand dual credit technical education, and we appreciate the Texas Workforce Commission's support in this area. We held our first Pizza with the President's event where students could come grab some pizza and talk with me and the SGA president. I thoroughly enjoyed the time talking with students and look forward to us continuing these events in future semesters. Last week, I was honored to present 4 of our students with WT Community Scholars Awards. These students received certificates as well as honor cords to wear at commencement. And we appreciated our Texas Tech colleagues traveling from Lubbock to spend the day with our AC teams, discussing how to strengthen our partnership and streamline pathways for our students to transfer and complete more successfully. I also had the opportunity to meet with Dr. Jill Hernandez, the Dean of Texas Tech's Honors College. Our MOU with Texas Tech guarantees admission for Amarillo College's Honors College students into their Honors College program along with a scholarship. We also discussed additional opportunities for our Honors College students to engage with Texas Tech while they're still with us, such as through research symposiums. So I'm excited to see where these conversations lead to positively impacting our students. And that's my report.
Thank you. Could you say a little bit more about the funding things that you're talking about, those criteria that were lowered or higher raised? I couldn't tell which way they went, and how, what the impact sounds negative, so explain a little bit more about it.
So the weightings are lowering, which means that that's going to decrease the amount of funding that the college get for attaining completions in those specific areas, for or having those students in those areas.
Criteria.
Those 3 criteria. They are still working on projections because they ran them at first based on last year where everyone was performing. They're looking about around a 2.5% up to possibly a 5%. But they wanted to run it on more recent numbers to see, and then we're going to have Colin also run because he has our very specific data for us to see how it impacts. The fortunate thing is that we've been conservative in our budgeting of revenues related to our state funding, and so we're confident then that once we kind of see what this impact is, it shouldn't substantially impact the budget in the coming year, but we're watching and are going to make sure that we're conservative in that approach.
So besides saving money for the state, I guess, what's the objective there? I mean, what are they trying to do?
Well, a lot of it is the fact that they had projected out and there was funding in the last session. They actually provided us additional funding, supplemental funding to make up for it. And they're calling it overperformed. So
yeah.
All the colleges, well, most of the colleges have overperformed in that area. And so it's just taking back, especially because we're in that mid-year, we're going to be going into the second year before we go back to the legislative session, on how can they kind of right-size that a little bit, but that's why we're wanting the TAC meeting in the summer with just the CEO so that we can start brainstorming too, as we go into the next legislative session, what can we do with the funding formula and trying to provide input to the Higher Education Coordinating Board on how do we stabilize this more so we're not seeing as much fluctuation as we seem to be getting each time.
Yeah, because
So
it's
we're
like
working on that.
they tweak it every year with something, yeah.
So are those figures what TAC proposed to the state, or is that something different?
That is, yes, in essence. It was a mutual discussion between TAC and the Higher Education Board, what they were thinking, and some meetings back and forth to where they came with those changes, with those weightings.
Any other questions? Thank you. So what there?
Just a moment here.
She had a moment.
I just had a minute.
All right, next item is the nominating committee. Dr. Woodburn?
Nominating committee met, and we are recommending keeping Jay Beard as chair, and Michelle, of course, as vice chair, and Irene for secretary. That's the report.
And so that's the recommendation of the nominating committee as a motion?
Yes.
Okay. And we don't need a second for that since it's coming from committee, but we do have an opportunity for discussion, if anybody has any
I've
comments.
got something I'd like to say. I appreciate the work that the nominating committee has done with presenting the slate of candidates. However, given recent concerns raised within portions of our Hispanic and minority student and community populations, I'm not fully comfortable supporting the entire slate of candidates at this time. And out of respect for the board and the community we serve, I will be abstaining from this vote.
Thank you. Any other comments? Okay, all in favor, please say aye. Any opposed, no. And then one abstention. Ally, if you note that. All right, thank you. All right, next item are the minutes, and there's two sets of minutes, so let's take them separately. The first one is the special board workshop on April 23rd. We could get a motion to approve those minutes.
So,
Lee? Second. Thank you. Any discussion?
Wait, where are the special board meeting minutes? Because I don't see those in the, no, there's just board meetings regular. The one.
The 423, isn't that what you're talking about?
423.
Yeah,
They're
this-
in
this
there,
only shows
Michelle.
April 28th.
And that they're in there, it's just the title says regular, it's special.
Yeah.
And the meetings say, the meeting minutes say special, it's just the title of the
Of the
attachment.
minutes.
It's April 23rd.
No. That's okay. That's okay. I believe they're there if you say they're there, but I just do not see them.
Okay, anything else? Call. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Okay, motion carries. And then the minutes on April 28th, 2026. Motion for that, please. Pardon me?
Assume.
Okay, thank you. Second?
Second.
All right, thanks so much. All in favor? First, any discussion, comments?
It might help if I was on the right extras.
Okay. So you found them?
I found them.
All right, yay. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Okay, minutes are approved. Thank y'all. Okay, the next is the agenda, the consent agenda, and as you can see, there's specific items on the agenda where the cost is, needs to be approved as well. And if you have any questions about those specific items, you could ask now, and then the rest of the consent agenda is attached as well.
And I just, now that I've screwed it up, sorry, I was present at the April 23rd meeting, the virtual, with Aspen. Yeah, I was there. So I don't know if we need to go back and modify the motion.
I think we're okay.
I just want to document my hours here, I guess.
I was there.
For my budget.
I was there. I contributed. Need a motion for the consent agenda.
Move for approval.
Thank you, Annette.
Second.
Was that David?
Z.
Okay. Any comments? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no? Okay, consent agenda is approved. Thank you all. Financial reports by Tiffany.
These will be the financial, the actuals through March 31st of 2026. Okay. So first column is the original budget for 24-25. Second column, actual September through March 2025. So September 1st, 2024 through March 2025. Third column is your original budget that was approved for 25-26, and then your actual year-to-date September 1st, 25 through March 31st, 2026, the year-over-year change, and the percentage change. So I want to go over the large changes in both of these sections. The tax revenue is up $3.2 million from last year to this year, and that is just due to receiving approximately that much more in tax revenue. We have your miscellaneous income is down $4.3 million, and those are the transfers that we were moving over from the AC Foundation last year to fund some of the bond construction projects. And that has slowed down this year as we're finishing up those projects and the funding has not been needed from the foundation. And down in that expense section, your supplies are down almost $500,000 and the travel is down about $200,000. And faculty and staff have just decreased their overall travel and supply spending throughout this fiscal year. So that's just a savings for the college. And then the capital expense section is down $12 million. And the majority of bond construction was finished last year. So that's where we had the $13.5 million in capital expenses last year, where they've gone down quite a bit to 1.5 this year. And does anyone have any questions on this page?
So is this budget, when we see a budget number here, is that the annual budget?
Yes.
It's not a, let's see, what am I trying to say? It's not a prorated amount?
No, this is the actual budget that you guys approved in August of each of the years.
That means, okay. Is that the way we always see this?
Since we've been presenting it in November, yes.
Seems difficult to compare to a budget. I mean, I don't know why we even show a budget number when we're that. I mean, you can't see actual budget, doesn't tell us anything.
I mean, it's telling you if we're on target to hit
How do you know if you're on target? You have to divide it?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because the college looks at the budget overall for the year. We don't break it down month to month for each of these sections, except for here, if that makes sense. We operate more at the department level to make sure we're staying on budget.
But it's something we'll be looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get your point.
I mean, this grant revenue, we don't budget grant revenue, I guess?
No, grants are very cyclical, and so we can get a grant at any time throughout the year, or we could end up losing a grant at any point during the year. So it's really hard for us to forecast based on that, some in during the middle of a year. So this is the first time we've been presenting the grant revenue to you, because these expenses actually have grant expenses in it. So just make sure we're giving you a full transparent picture of what's happening at the college.
And this will continue to get more and more on point, especially as we're moving into 26, 27, and we're realizing things like this as we've been getting more into it.
Thank you.
Okay, so the next page is our operating cash flows. So I want to point out the box at the bottom. So that first column, this is through March 31st, 2026. That first column that says local maintenance and payroll, so that is our daily operating cash. We have $25,109,532 in the bank at the end of March. These other columns are pockets of money that we have for these specific areas. So KCB has their own bank accounts, AFEB, auxiliaries. The bond interest and sinking column is the funds that are held there from property taxes to pay our bond fee or our bond, whatever. Payment, debt payment, that's what I'm searching for. So at the end of March, we had $763,000. We'll have another bond debt payment that'll be due, I believe, in August. And then AC Foundation is on the end, just to show you their bank balance. So we have 24-25 inflows, and I'm just going to throw some numbers out there so you can see kind of where we are. So 24-25 inflows, cash coming in, and through March of last year was 2.7 million, and 25-26 inflows, 3.2 million. So we had a little bit more revenue coming in or cash flowing in this year than we had last year from September through March. The 24-25 outflows, 9.2 million, 25-26 outflows, 8.4 million. So it just goes to show, so like our net in 24-25 was we had spent 6.4 million at the end of March 25, more than we had brought in. But at the end of March of 26, we'd only spent 5.1 million more than we brought in. So it's overall spending is down and revenue is up a little bit, but this is just cash. Like we've got to remember this is actual cash money, liquid money, if that makes sense. Questions?
For example, AC Foundation, so that's the cash, but their investments are 82 million or something like that.
Yeah, they're at 91 million or something. This is just what's in their operating account in order to cover any of their bills. And that's actually a high number. We usually try to keep it closer to 500.
Why is it high?
It's about this time we could be paying out some spring scholarships. So we monitor what's here, and if it gets to about this level, we'll move some over to Schwab so we can earn a greater investment.
AFib.
So we have an AFEB bank account that has this balance in it. It's had that balance in there for a while. I think we did just write one check out of it, but we write one check a year, I think, for some agreement that we have, but there's nothing else that's coming out of this, going in or coming out of this account.
We pay a very small amount every year to a service that serves as our registered agent for service. We have to do that. It's a couple $100.
Yeah.
The rest of it is, the original setup was that when those properties were sold, the money came to Amarillo College, but AFEB would withhold a little bit of it just in case they needed to do other things, buy supplies, maybe pay for an audit and that kind of thing. So that money has just been hung up in AFEB for some number of years. If AFEB is dissolved, that money will just come to the college. That's why it's sitting there. It's $7,000.
Yeah.
Any other questions on this one?
Questions on that?
Okay, so then the next one is our matrix. So we have net assets, net position, your current ratio, and your debt ratio. So your net assets, I'm just going to tell you quickly what the calculation is for you to be able to go in and look at the numbers yourself through the financials that are attached. So that way if you just want to go back years and look at what they might have been before we started presenting them to you. But your net assets are your assets minus your liabilities that are on your balance sheet. So at the end of March, we were at 56.9 for net assets, which is good. In your net position, it's your total assets plus your outflows. So your outflows and your inflows are due to the audit that we have with like OPEB and TRS and just things that we potentially could have to pay out for retirement that we have through the teacher retirement system and that kind of thing. So they're listed on your financial statements, but they're not really a liability or an asset that the college has to claim day to day, if that makes sense. So your net position is your total assets plus your outflows minus your total liabilities plus your inflows. So it just changes it just a little bit for those liability and asset for those two retirement plans. And so at the end of March, you were at 56.4 for your net position. When we get down to the current ratio, your current ratio is your current assets over your current liabilities. So we're sitting at 1.15 at the end of March, which is down a little bit from where we were in January when we got to the 1.52. So as the college, and you can see that in all of these with the exception of the debt ratio because it's such a small margin, but as our assets, which is our cash, is going down, spending and all of those things, and our liabilities aren't going down as quickly as some of our assets are going down, which that's just this time of year, okay? So from March to August, we don't have a whole lot of money coming in for the college, but we still have the same needs and expenses. And so this number is probably going to go down for a little bit till we get some state appropriation money that should come in, or tuition and fees start coming in towards the middle to end of August. That's when you'll start seeing these go up again. But they're going to trickle down for a little bit as we're using some of our assets that we have and don't have a whole lot coming in. And then our debt ratio is total debt over total assets. So that's still holding steady at the 0.78. So the only debt that the college really holds is we have a little bit of debt for some athletic buses. And other than that, we have bond. So as we're making these $10 million bond payments, we're taking chunks out of it, but it's very slow. So that number is going to remain pretty steady. Does anyone have any questions?
So looking at the cash flow graph, the one before this, and looking at April, May, June, if I'm reading this correctly, July is the only month that we're going to have inflows greater than outflows?
July, potentially August. It really has to do with when people start paying their tuition, last day to pay, when they plan to, when classes start. And also, a lot of times it really depends on faculty. When they come back to start funding stuff for their classrooms, that could be a swing that we end up having more expenses in July than we do in August. It's really hard, it's hard to gauge. This is just based on historics of what happened last year.
So I see we have $25 million basically. And so what do we think we're gonna need to borrow any money?
No.
We think we've got, when will the next state appropriation come in? Do we know that?
June 15th, we should receive a small state appropriation. So we get 50% up front in October, and then we get a February payment and we get a June payment, and those are both 25%. So maybe around $4 million that we should receive in June, and then we'll start receiving tuition and fees coming in July, August for the fall.
So we're not projecting a cash shortfall at this point?
Not at this point, no.
Okay, thank you.
And two, with this reporting and as we're seeing it more, right, you all are able to see kind of the trends of what we have of, between when does our tuition come in, when do we get our state funding, when do we get our tax revenues, and then our expenses don't follow that. But now over time, you all get to see more and more trends as we go into next year and all of how this follows and flows.
Any other questions?
Okay, we ready for a motion? I'm ready for a motion.
Move for approval.
Thank you. Second, thank you. Did you get that, Ally? Thank you. Any other questions, discussion? Thank you, Tiffany. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no? Okay, financials are approved. Thank you very much. Okay, the assessment and collection services contract with Moore County. Mark White's going to talk about that.
Recall that the Amarillo College Junior College District cannot assess taxes in Moore County. Moore County assesses the taxes and collects the taxes and then remits them to us to operate the campus. And we have a contract for that, and this is the contract. It's the same one we sign every year with Moore County for them to do those things for us. The only change with this contract, the county drafts it. I made one little change, it's not even important to y'all, but so we're just going to ask you to approve that so they can collect our taxes for it every year.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any questions, discussion?
What was the small change?
It's really nerdy. So when in, on that one paragraph, on the first page where it talks about the Texas Tax Code in Chapter 791 of the Government Code, the site was wrong. Michelle will appreciate this. They were still using Vernon's annotated civil statutes,
Goodness.
which went away years ago.
Yeah.
So I changed it, that's all.
It's just the name of the statutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Got that clear?
Yeah, I had to get that cleared up.
Anything
I
else?
just wanted to prove to you that I read it.
You did.
Now I'm gonna have to go back and look at what the hospital signed.
There you go. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no. Okay, motion carries. Next item is the memorandum of understanding with our police department and the city of Amarillo Police, College, and the city. And the chief is going to walk us through it.
So as a part of building our strong partnerships, you have before you the memorandum of understanding among Amarillo College and the Amarillo Police Department. This agreement solidifies our cooperation on matters of emergency response, including our planning and training and coordination of those responses.
I hope everybody read it. I thought I was really glad to see it. You know, you mentioned it, was it just at the last meeting? Was that just last month that you spoke?
ma'am.
Yeah. And it's, I saw the Amarillo Police at our commencement at the Civic Center, and it was great to see the extra backup there. So.
Chief Brown has done a lot to solidify this relationship with APD, and
Yes.
it's really helping us, I think, a lot.
And Chief Hover has been a wonderful partner.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any other questions? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. So motion carries. Thank you,
Thank
Chief
you.
Brown.
I need to make one comment, not really for discussion, but to clarify, this only applies to emergency services, is that correct?
Correct. This is our emergency responses and the planning and training associated with those emergency responses.
Well, I read the agreement and I didn't get that part about the only for emergencies.
She can explain the difference between our relationship with the police department on emergencies and regular cooperation on an ongoing basis. Maybe that might be a good time to do that.
So there is room in this agreement for coordinated responses on things that are non-emergent, such as like criminal investigations. If it's a case that is, for some reason, Amarillo College Police received that is outside the scope of our normal services, such as a homicide investigation,
we would shift that to the Amarillo Police Department. That is standard practice for us right now. That is not a change. The emergency coordination and response is different from daily calls for service. So for example, if we get a vehicle unlock, Amarillo College is going to take care of that. That is not going to shift to the Amarillo Police Department. We are going to keep doing standard calls for service. This just helps us if we have a critical event and we need a large amount of staffing very quickly. This outlines duties, responsibilities, financial expectations, clearly stating that their financial expectations remain theirs, ours remain ours. This just gets all of those things out of the way if we have a critical event.
So if we just have a special event where we want additional police presence, how does that happen?
So those officers are hired through Amarillo Police Department's off-duty management platform called ODM. It's also branded as Officer Track is how you'll see it.
So do you just put in a request to Amarillo Police and they have a pool and people volunteer, or not volunteer, but people sign up to take that duty?
Yes, ma'am, and that's how it's done all across the city for any vendor.
Okay.
And is that done on the department level at the college? Like Kids College or First Bank Southwest or somebody that's using our facilities, they would get on that app and they would make the request, or do they make it to you?
They can make it on our Amarillo College website, so it goes to our officers first. It's open for our officers at our facilities for 48 hours. After that, if it goes unfilled, or if I get a short notice request like I did this week, I go ahead and knowing that our staff can't fill it, I just push it straight to Amarillo Police Department so we don't have a delay in commitment.
I can give you an example. The event that's going to be Thursday at the IO with the Tribune and the Amarillo Chamber of Commerce. That one went through off-duty to be able to, they need somebody there, and we don't have the staffing to cover it. And so they went ahead and got connected, and we have the coverage there. So it's pretty good, seamless, easy to use.
I mean, isn't this the app that like Kids Incorporated uses, Kids Inc. uses to get officers at their games?
Yes.
Right?
And does the first sentence of number 4 spell out that it's emergency response?
It does say, after you mentioned it, cooperation on public safety emergency matters of mutual concern and to facilitate development of plans for other things.
I guess my question is, do we need more than that to say this is focused on emergency? More.
I think the language is adequate, that it does cover, I mean, because it talks about later investigation of criminal activity, so if we need support on an area of specialty, then we still have their team available.
All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
We approved that, right? Yeah, I'm checking. Okay, approval and adoption of updates to the Board of Regents online policy manual. Mark White is going to do that as well.
I thought Annette was doing it.
Well, that's fine together.
So update 51, our ongoing relationship with TASB, they keep sending updates, and every time anything happens, the legislature, the governor, anybody makes a new ruling or something, court case, we keep getting updates, and we adopt them almost verbatim, really, as much as we can, so we can stay consistent with TASB. In update 51, they sent us updates for 5 policies, and our policy committee met, and we recommend there, you can see on page 3 of the agenda, to add a BBC and approve their changes to CS, FB, and FDA. BGC, another policy, is not there. Our committee elected to reject that because we don't need it, because it deals with faculty senate, and we just recently did our own faculty senate policy. It's an X policy, a custom policy, and you'll remember we went through all of that. So we don't need another faculty senate policy. We have one that's in compliance with the law. So we are asking for to approve what we've done there with the ones that are listed under 14. Oh, you got it.
I've got the
Okay, do
motion.
it.
With respect to TASB Update 51, the Board Policy Committee recommends and moves that we add BBC, reject the revisions to BGC, and revise CSFB and FDA as described in the board materials. And we'll need a second. No, that did come, it came from committee. So I have a question. Is it appropriate to Robert's rules to reject the revisions?
No, we don't really need to reject the revisions. I'm just doing that for clarity, so our minutes will reflect that we took that action. We don't need to reject
That's what I thought.
something that TASB has offered, but I just put it in there so Lisa's notebook could be very clear on what we did. That's all.
For example, why don't we have that policy in here? You know, like, you know, it's missing and that you,
But we-
and it's been a while, so it's like, why don't we have it
Yeah,
yet?
but the minutes now will reflect that we don't need it because we already have it
Got it.
in an X policy.
Okay,
Just
I
trying
already
to
have my motion.
overrule
All right.
everything.
Got your motion. We don't need a second because it's from the policy committee. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no? Okay, that is approved, and that's committee. Next item, the Dumas Campus Welding Program Equipment from Dr. Sobey and Joe Bill. Is Joe Bill here?
No.
I didn't think so. Oh, there you are.
He left me alone for this.
Pardon me?
He left me alone for this.
Yeah, take it away.
The Dumas Campus Welding Program has the opportunity to be updated due to a tremendous gift from the Bose family. The proposed purchase from B&J Welding Supply for $155,549.21 will allow us to do the following: purchase new multifunctional welding equipment, replace and repurpose existing welding machines, upgrade some of the space, and upgrade our ventilation system. These improvements will also help in our dual credit efforts to attract area high school graduates to continue their education at the Dumas campus. The proposed purchase will be paid utilizing the Moore County Welding Support Fund. After discussion, the board may wish to approve the purchase from B&J Welding Supply for the amount that I previously stated. Any questions?
So moved.
Second.
Congratulations, that's great.
Any questions, discussion? Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye. I'll say Dumas is going to be the epicenter for world-class welding,
There you go.
because between what you guys are doing here and what the school district did in their new CTE, it is unbelievable. So this is a good investment. There apparently is a ton of welders in Dumas, Texas, and that's a good thing.
Yes, sir.
Well, I have a question. Do we call it the Dumas campus? I mean, like.
I think it's called the Moore County
That's
campus.
what I thought, but this item starts with the Dumas Campus Welding Program. Yeah, so when we do the minutes, we'll just, yeah. All right. I think I got the ayes. Any opposed? No? None? Okay. It passes. Thank you, Frank. Next item is the faculty promotion and rank recommendations, which is always really great to see. Dr. Sobey.
The following faculty members have been recommended for promotion and rank by their supervisor, the Rank and Tenure Committee, the appropriate administrative channels, and the president, and meet all criteria for promotion and rank as stated in the Amarillo College Faculty Handbook. And if approved, the effective date would be September 1, 2026. You can see those who are moving from instructor to assistant professor, from assistant professor to associate professor, and associate professor to professor. Fine list of candidates. So happy to bring these forward to you. After discussion, the board may wish to approve the faculty promotion and rank recommendations effective September 1, 2026. Any questions?
Move for approval.
Second.
I have a question. How does this process start? Do the faculty members have to initiate it? Do the department chairs
Great question. So we actually initiate the process as part of their onboarding. When we hire new faculty, one of the first conversations we have with them is essentially the hire to retire plan. What our expectations are for their continued growth and professional development, and the incentive that's available to them through rank and tenure and how to work toward that accolade. And so we even provide some training as a part of that journey for them. And there are some eligibility criteria based on their length of service and so forth, and what they might be coming into the college with from a previous institution. But ultimately, it's at the faculty member's discretion if they want to petition for rank. It is an arduous process that requires a lot of documentation and explanatory narrative that speaks to their meritorious performance in the classroom, in service to the college and the community, as well as their commitment to their own professional development. So if you petition, you can expect to work for it, and you essentially need approval from your first level supervisor, a department chair, program coordinator, and a sign off by the dean, and then you're judged by a jury of your peers. And so that is really rigorous. You know, the faculty really kind of preserve the sanctity of these different rank levels, and then it comes to me, and then to Dr. Kahn.
So there's a panel that they visit with, that they ask questions to them?
Yes, and we facilitate that through the Center for Teaching and Learning, and what we typically will do, particularly for faculty going up for rank for the first time, is connect them with someone who's a little more experienced and who has been through the process, who can address their specific questions about all of the different components in their rank petition notebook or their tenure notebook. So we really try to shepherd them through this process, because what they actually have to produce is really rigorous.
All right.
Is this an annual affair?
It is. So we accept petitions for tenure every fall and petitions for rank every spring. The number who go up fluctuates, of course, from year to year.
Okay. I can't remember, did we vote on that, Ally?
Yes.
I thought we did. All right. Thank you, Frank.
Thank you.
Okay, then we have Kevin is going to walk us through the best value invitation for bid for the purchase and installation of KACB TV television antenna and transmission line and related components.
Yes. IFB number 1430, best value invitation for bid for the purchase and installation of KACB TV television antenna and transmission line. And you'd done some of the components of that last month. And related components for Amarillo College was advertised in the Globe News on March 29, 26 and April 5th, 26. Documents were obtained by 3 companies, 3 proposals were submitted, a tabulation of the proposal was attached, and I did look at that. The best value was determined to be electronic research for $420,544.26, and that was all funded by the PBS Bridge grant that you approved a few months ago.
Is there still grant money?
Yes.
Left?
Yes, it's all covered.
So we need a motion to award the 1430 bid.
So moved.
Thank you, John. All right, any questions?
To award it to electronic research, right?
Thank you.
Correct.
Yes.
That's the minutes need to say that.
Yes. Electronics.
Research.
Research,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Okay. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no? All right.
Thank you.
Kevin. Okay, the next item is for the contract we were going to enter into for a master plan, and Mark is still negotiating the specifics of that contract, so we're not going to approve that master planning services agreement tonight, but I thought it would be helpful if we just got a little bit more background on the master plan and what all it entails.
So some months ago, Dr. Connor asked us to look into putting together an RFQ for a facilities master plan in order to assess our long-term financial viability and sustainability, because we own so much real estate, so many buildings. And so recall that we did this before the last bond, and that was done by Park Hill, and it was done, I think, in a manner in which we were kind of looking at what we needed to build, what extra things we needed to build, and we ended up building a lot of things, First Responders Center and so forth. This master plan will approach it in a little different way. We've asked in the RFQ for vendors to assume that we're not building anything new. Okay? We're kind of assuming that we're not going to build any new buildings. And so we did in December, we sent out the RFQ. We had 7 vendors that submitted. We interviewed, I think, maybe 5. We decided on the broadest planning company. And so they gave us a price, as you can see, it's in here. They gave us a price of $395,000. And the contract then we drafted has to do with them studying space utilization, integrating the East Campus perhaps with growing industries, taking a look at, do we need to divest ourselves of any real estate? We need to get input from other external stakeholders besides just the college. But a very targeted approach, much different than what we did last time, okay? We'll be more hands-on with them as they do their planning, so it doesn't go off into recommendations to build new things, as architects many times do, okay? So it's going to be a more disciplined approach. It will take about 6 months, and we are negotiating the contract. They indicated to us their flat fee would be about $395,000, and as we're getting into it, they're seeing that the deliverables that we're requiring may be more than what they put in the original bid. And so we need to communicate with them more about exactly what we want. And so I've got a Zoom call set up next week for a couple of hours to do that. So the price may go up from $395,000. I hope not too much. We'll see, but I'm going to work real hard to make sure that the contract has the exact deliverables that we need and not anything else, with a view toward consolidating and utilizing our space better as opposed to a view of growing. Did I describe that about right?
Yep, and it's, as we've been working through our new strategic plan, I've mentioned it a couple of different times, that this is a good time along with that to take a look at our spaces, to understand what's happening in our community and our different locations, to determine what programs should be where, what programs are growing, what's looking and happening out at East Campus. And so that's what we're looking to do with this facility master plan.
I think as part of that, it'll be helpful to look at the previous, because we did a utilization wing on that looked even at times of day when buildings were utilized, and that may help us to see also where we are growing and what's changed since the last one in 2018 or when that one was finished.
Do they also evaluate our other campuses like Moore County and this one?
This time we're just not including Dumas or Hereford. So Moore County and Hereford are not included in this facilities master plan.
Because we don't own a lot of buildings in Moore County and Hereford, so we're pretty efficient in those 2 places, but it's everything else we need to look at.
How was their number in comparison to everybody else that's in there?
We didn't get numbers from everybody else. We did a RFQ. We just asked for qualifications, and then we chose the company that we thought was best qualified. And now we're going to be in the negotiation stage on the number. I will say that Laura Storrs and I have talked about it. I'm pretty sure we paid more than this for our last master plan.
I was going to ask what our last
I'm
one was.
thinking it was was it 420 maybe? I think it
Can't
might have been
recall. I
more.
just thought you might know.
I meant to have that answer by tonight, but I didn't get it. But I know that from my experience, you know, I just hired a planning firm to do a strategic plan for the Panhandle Plains Apartments, the History Museum, you know, and that's like $150,000, much smaller scope than this. This is a big project. It's a very large project. And I'm going to try to get the number down from, they're saying right now, they anticipate that number goes up about $55,000, and I'm not happy with what I'm hearing, and so we've got to negotiate.
So, good question. I'm familiar with 2, 3 on the, of the 5. Who is Broadus Planning and where are they from?
Austin, and it's a pretty big company. They have engineering services, architectural services, planning services, you know, a lot of different things. The reason we chose Broadus is because the guy that we interviewed basically said, I'm not going to plan to have you build buildings. We're not going to be an architecture firm to convince you to build stuff. We're going to do planning for you. And he's the only one that really articulated that in a way that caught our attention.
The other things I was looking at was the time, because we wanted to be expedient in having this plan. And I think a lot of the others were looking at 12 months to 18 months, and so this, we're looking to have a report November, December timeframe. We can get this contract negotiated. And then also wanted a firm that understood that this wasn't just for them to come in with all their knowledge and look at some numbers and tell us what the plan is, but they are dedicated to the process of talking to our constituents, talking with you all, talking with faculty and staff in the community to help learn and guide where we might be heading.
I looked at their website because I hadn't heard of them either, and they had a map of Texas with their 8 regional offices in Texas, and then the map also showed where their projects were, which were all over the state. And it looked like there was either one in Amarillo or one in Lubbock. I couldn't tell. It was just a dot, and I couldn't really tell which city it was. I think it might be Lubbock, because I hadn't heard of them, and I wanted to just read about them, and it was kind of helpful for me to do that.
And they have done higher education work.
Yeah.
They've done higher education work.
Assuming that you've got the gut feeling from the others that they were ready to do some more building.
It was a no-brainer for the committee. After we held these interviews, we all felt that Broadus was the only one that was committed to helping us figure out the efficiencies instead of growing, growing in terms of buildings, which is probably not what we want to be doing.
And did the committee talk to references?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that will be on a later agenda. I'm glad we had a chance to talk about it today when Mark has a chance to work out the details of the contract. So we'll just put that on another agenda, hopefully next month. The next item is the compensation of the college president. And it says this item is placed on the agenda for the Board of Regents to consider the employment and compensation of the college president. And so for that, there will be a closed session so that the regents may deliberate the appointment, employment, and duties of the college president pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.074. No final decision, action, or vote will be taken in this closed session. The time is now 7:19.
I'll wait for you, okay. The closed session is concluded. No final decision, action, or vote was taken in the closed session. We now convene an open session. The time is now 8:11. And a quorum is still present. And we return to item number 19, which is compensation of the college president. So we talk about it.
Michelle, I would just say, we, as a finance committee, we put together all of our information. We did a lot of salary study to try to understand where the market is. We also try to understand where our local market is. We tried to just be cognizant of where our college is and put all of the information together and have discussed a good amount, but primarily I want to just, first of all, I want to just say to Jamel, thank you for being our president. You're doing a great job for us, and we want you to understand that and know that. And so we're trying to look at all different aspects of salary and make sure that we're paying you what we should or can. And sometimes maybe those are two different numbers, but we want to do our very best for you. So I'll just throw that out just to say, I don't know if other people want to have any other comments that need to be made.
You definitely earned your keep.
Yeah, I'll definitely say, we did a really good study of our area, the other colleges in the state, taking into account anything from time that some of those people have been in those positions. But I think in the end, we came up with a good number that works best for the college right now and will also be good for you too. And I think, going forward, we're just looking forward to all the great things you're going to do for us and keeping us on the track that you've gotten us on with the financial things and the way the academics and everything, and just the feeling around the college, which if you're there, you just sense it. And so, thank you.
Anybody else? You want to make a motion?
I would. If no one else has any other comments, I would like to make a motion to increase the president's salary from $280,000 to $297,000. And that would be as of effective January 1st, 26. Plus, I'd like to recommend to implement a deferred salary compensation plan with a $10,000 performance bonus opportunity or performance incentive opportunity for the fiscal year 26. And that will be based upon performance criteria that are to be developed. So we'll be working on those and expect for something that'll be, I think, a great opportunity for you, that'll be a great opportunity for our college. So that's a little more than I should have said for the motion, but yeah, so you get my motion?
Okay. And the rest of the contract, Mark, will stay the same, the other terms of the contract, insurance, the car allowance, but not moving expense, of course.
That's right.
So.
Okay.
Well, I think we had a really good first year and a half. And I'm sorry that it's taken us this long to get to this point. But things intervened. And I think we've handled everything with grace and calmness that we needed at the times.
Acumen.
Yeah.
Just how you handled some of the challenges we've had, just very impressive.
I think many of us have expressed how grateful we are that you had the experience that you had at St. Pete. because it's been so relevant to what our year has been like, this first year. I think we really got lucky with your skill set, so we appreciate that. So I think it's been a really good first year, and I think we've got lots of really good years to come.
I'll second the motion if.
Thank you.
We need a second
Thank
one.
you.
And also to clarify, just making sure that's, since we're behind on getting this done retroactive to January 1 of this year, just for clarification.
Okay. Any more discussion? We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no?
No.
No. Okay, motion passes. Thank you, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you all so much for your faith in me, and really enjoy Amarillo College, love it, and look forward to where we're gonna continue to go, so thank you.
Thank you. And with that, we are ready to adjourn if somebody would. So moved. Ned's always the first one to do that. I'm sure we all second it, yes. Thank you, everybody.